Okay, so lately I've been diving into this game called Of Ash and Steel, and honestly, it surprised me more than I expected. At first glance, I thought, all right, another open world RPG with swords and maybe some crafting. But once I got into it, it turned into something a lot more thoughtful than that. From very early on, the game puts you in this island world, the Kingdom of the Seven, and you feel the weight of its history. It's not just about running around and hitting random monsters. You're this character, Tristan, a cartographer by trade, who ends up in circumstances far above what his job initially suggested. The world around you is deteriorating, the politics are shaky, the islands are broken. It's got that once prosperous land now falling vibe, and I really felt it when I wandered those landscapes. The game doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't light up the exact path for you. There's no constant arrow pointing, here, go. Instead, you're given clues, NPC dialogue, your own map and compass, and you figure things out. And that makes exploration feel earned. Visually, I have to say I was impressed. The land design, the varied biomes. You'll go from lush green forests to barren, mining-exhausted islands, perhaps some rugged cliffs facing the sea. Some environments feel deeply alive, trees moving in wind, clouds shifting, the light changing as you climb higher ground. It's not always perfect. Some corners look flatter, some details are sparser, but the overall mood pulls you in. And when you get caught in weather or in a storm or nightfall, man, you feel small. The visuals aren't just decoration, they serve the mood and survival. Speaking of survival and gameplay, Of Ash and Steel has this strong approach. You're not a legend at the start. Tristan picks up a map job and only gradually adapts to being more than that. The combat system is deeper than I expected. You have multiple stances, weapon types, active skills, and it's not just spam attack until monster dies. You have to manage stamina, you have to time your parries, you have to learn which stance fits your style. The game hints you could be a light, nimble rapier wielder or a heavy armored knight swinging big weapons. That kind of choice gives you freedom. I found myself switching up gear just to try something different. Try the rapier for speed, then try the big two-hander for raw power. The difference is real. There's also crafting, professions, and side systems. Blacksmithing, alchemy, hunting, fishing. It all ties into how you survive and grow. I spent some time just gathering materials, building or improving weapons, refining gear. It wasn't obligatory, but it added texture to the game. It made me feel connected to Tristan's journey. Less hero from day one, more person forced to rise. One of the best moments I had, I climbed up to a high ledge overlooking an island settlement. The sea was visible, the wind was blowing, seagulls were circling, and I realized I had to plan. Should I head down now across the valley or wait for daylight? There was no quest arrow pointing, go here now. I had to assess. That pause, that moment of decision, made me feel centered in the world, rather than just running through it. Now, about multiplayer or co-op. From what I've seen, this game focuses strictly on single player. There's no mention of shared campaigns or online co-op. And honestly, I think that works well. The experience is tightly crafted around your own journey, your choices, your path. Having someone else drop in might have disrupted the tone. So if you were hoping for co-op rating or drop-in multiplayer, might disappoint a little. But for a solo adventure, it fits beautifully. Let's talk story and character for a second. Tristan's role as a cartographer gives a nice perspective. You're mapping what others abandoned. You're going into dangerous territory because you were tasked with something simple, but things spiral. That ordinary person in an extraordinary world trope works well here. NPCs talk, they react, your choices matter. I helped villages, ignored others, picked sides. You can join one of two major factions, each with its own storyline. My decisions influenced the world around me. Towns prospered or decayed, depending on how I played. It adds weight to your actions. Combat in practice is challenging in a way I appreciated. Early fights hit me harder than I expected. I died a few times in areas I thought I could handle. That's good. It means I wasn't overpowered yet. The world didn't scale down for me. You have to adapt, gear up, learn the mechanics. When I finally won a fight where I'd been getting crushed, the victory felt meaningful. And when you craft a sword or find a perfect piece of gear, you feel like, yes, this is my tool now. Of course, nothing is perfect. Some zones felt a little empty or repetitive, especially after long sessions. The pacing can drag when you're just running between markers or searching for materials. Also, the game's lack of markers and directional arrows is great for immersion, but it also means sometimes I got lost or wandered aimlessly until I found the right clue. That's intentional, sure, but if you prefer more guided experiences, you might find that frustrating. But overall, I've grown pretty attached. The soundtrack, the world, the moments where you stop and look around, they add up. For example, I found a ruined monument on a hillside, climbed it, and the view opened into the sea, forest, and a distant volcano. I just stood there for a minute, not because the game told me to, but because I wanted to. That's rare. That's what makes a game linger in your memory. In terms of performance and polish, from what I've played, I found it stable. Some minor bugs, sure. Some NPCs behave a bit weird or animations don't always align perfectly, but nothing game-breaking. It gives me hope that on launch, this will be a solid experience. So if I were to sum up how I feel, Of Ash and Steel is a beautifully ambitious solo open-world RPG that balances old-school vibe with modern mechanics. It asks you to explore, to survive, to make choices. It gives you space to breathe, space to fail, and space to become more than you started as. If you like games where environment matters, where your gear and stance matter, where your decisions ripple outwards, then this one deserves time on your radar. I'm really excited to see how this one evolves. If the devs add more biomes, refine systems, add bigger challenges, it has potential to be one of those hidden gems. If you're curious, go ahead and wishlist it. Keep an eye on updates. Thanks for listening, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.